As Senegal holds a delayed election on March 24th, with President Macky Sall stepping down after 2 terms, these are some of the main issues likely to be on voters' minds. Successive administrations have struggled to curb youth unemployment. That's especially urgent in a fast-growing population, more than 60% of whom are now under 25. Frustration at a lack of opportunities, particularly among the young, has spurred support for opposition leader Ousmane Sonko. He's not running in this election, but called for supporters to back Bassirou Diomaye Faye, seen as a strong contender. The share of young Senegalese not in employment, education or training stood at 35% in 2019. The lack of jobs was further exacerbated by the global health crisis. The economic fallout from the pandemic also contributed to a rising cost of living, in addition to Russia's war in Ukraine and the appreciation of the dollar. Inflation's declined slower than expected from a peak of 14% in late 2022. That's in a country where a third of the 17 million population lives in poverty, according to World Bank data. Economic hardships have undermined support for the current authorities, despite subsidies for poorer families. Nearly 3/4 of Senegalese judge the government to be mishandling the economy, according to a 2023 poll by Afrobarometer. If whoever wins can tackle unemployment and the high cost of living, then many voters hope that will curb the number of Senegalese risking their lives to seek better opportunities abroad. Migration from West Africa to Europe via the dangerous Atlantic route more than doubled in 2023 compared with the previous year, according to Spanish Interior Ministry figures. More than 39,900 people reached Spain's Canary Islands last year, mostly from Senegal and neighbouring Gambia. There is no reliable data on the number of people who did not survive the perilous journey by wooden boat on the open ocean. One boost to the economy is set to come from the launch of oil and gas production later in 2024. That's raised questions about whether natural resource wealth can benefit the wider population. Candidates' campaigns have targeted this concern. The Sonko-backed coalition promised to renegotiate energy contracts to maximize revenues. The ruling Benno Bokk Yakaar coalition's candidate, Amadou Ba, is running on a slogan of prosperity shared. But then there's the issue of the delayed election itself. Recent political turmoil linked to the authorities' unsuccessful bid to postpone the vote by 10 months may have damaged support for Benno Bokk Yakaar. The move provoked widespread protests and revived fears that President Sall wanted to tweak the constitution to extend his mandate. That's something he denies. There are no official public election polls, but of those who voted for Sall in the last election, only 60% are believed to be planning to vote for Benno Bokk Yakaar's candidate this time, according to internal government polling.